Many males tend to avoid discussing it, yet the challenge to sustain a solid erection impacts far more than just intimate encounters. It damages self-assurance, generates emotional separation between partners, and can even threaten a marriage. With each unsuccessful effort, frustration increases, and the dread of not performing takes control. Nevertheless, there exists a method to restore both rigidity and satisfaction without enduring continuous suffering. If you're facing difficulties with obtaining an erection, it doesn't indicate that the solution is beyond reach. There are proven approaches to reverse this situation and achieve lasting erections with the proper strategy. It is certainly possible to regain not only your virility, but also the intimacy and bond in your relationship. Erectile dysfunction does not need to be a permanent issue. The approach described here has already assisted countless men in overcoming this obstacle and completely transforming their existence. What once seemed to be an impossible hurdle might, in reality, have a much easier resolution than you imagine. Before we proceed, please verify if you're already subscribed to the channel so you don't miss our content offering health and sexual education guidance. If you found this information valuable, please like the video to help more people access it and comment 1 if you believe the subject is important, or 0 if you think we could enhance your participation. Makes all the difference. For numerous men, the challenge to sustain a solid erection affects more than their sexual capability. It changes their self-perception. Suddenly, the man who was previously confident, who took charge in every relationship aspect, begins to retreat from physical intimacy. He starts to avoid intimate contact, looks away, and feels less attractive. This problem doesn't only impact him, his partner perceives the shift, finds the increasing distance strange, and may feel spurned. This quietness creates a wall between them, and without open dialogue, the relationship begins to decline. The most troubling aspect is that, frequently, the problem isn't from a lack of attraction at all. The intense fear of failure generates anxiety that prevents any possibility of success. The more he attempts to escape the disappointment, the more it grows. This triggers a destructive pattern that becomes progressively difficult to interrupt as confidence falls and feelings of powerlessness spread into other life areas. A man who previously boldly took action and resolved issues, now avoids intimacy, pulling away from his partner. Even small everyday moments of closeness disappear. What started as a physical concern develops into an emotional and relationship problem capable of undermining even the most solid partnerships. The body operates like a precisely calibrated mechanism, and if just one component isn't functioning properly, total performance declines. Gradually, blood circulation begins to face barriers, arteries lose their flexibility, making it more challenging for blood to flow effectively. The penis needs a strong blood supply to sustain a solid erection, but if those channels are somewhat blocked, the result is either a weak erection or one that diminishes too quickly. Furthermore, the body undergoes hormonal changes. Testosterone, the hormone vital for desire and sexual function, naturally reduces with age, and with decreased levels present sexual interest may decline, while the body responds more sluggishly to stimulation. This impact accumulates slowly, often without the man realizing. Another seldom mentioned element is the deterioration of the pelvic floor muscles. Like other muscles in the body, these also lose power over time, yet they serve a vital function in managing erection and ejaculation. When they become weak, sustaining an erection becomes much more difficult. Even when attraction and stimulation exist, the body may operate adequately, but if the mind is not focused, an erection simply won't happen. Anxiety represents one of the biggest enemies to sexual performance. When the fear of failure dominates, the brain produces stress hormones like cortisol, which consequently interrupt circulation and cause unstable erections. A man who approaches the bedroom carrying worry about failing generates exactly the situation he wants to prevent. Daily pressure, whether from employment, financial problems, or even small conflicts at home can drain mental strength, decrease desire, and make intimacy seem like a daunting task. When the mind is overwhelmed with worries, the body fails to react properly. The more one pushes it, the more the experience becomes irritating. Additionally, feelings of depression and low confidence contribute. If a man feels unwanted or uncertain, he may start to avoid intimacy completely, further strengthening a cycle of emotional and physical separation without the mind being completely present. The signals required to trigger an erection do not reach their destination. The body functions as a connected system, and when one part is unbalanced, the consequences extend to various areas, including sexual function. Conditions like diabetes can impact the small blood vessels and nerves that are responsible for sending signals to the penis, decreasing sensitivity and making it harder to maintain an erection. Furthermore, elevated blood sugar levels hinder nitric oxide creation, a substance crucial for relaxing blood vessels and ensuring adequate circulation. High blood pressure further complicates situations, because proper blood flow with sufficient force and volume is needed for a firm erection. When the pressure is too high, blood vessels can be harmed and become less effective. Moreover, many medications prescribed for conditions like hypertension can negatively impact desire and erectile function, making the problem even more challenging to handle without appropriate medical supervision. High cholesterol is another silent element, as it causes fatty deposits to build up in the arteries, limiting blood flow. Since the penis needs a rapid and substantial increase in blood flow to stay rigid, any obstruction can compromise that reaction. Erectile dysfunction may even function as a warning signal that the heart is in danger, as the same problems affecting erections can result in cardiovascular complications. Silence can be one of the greatest enemies of sexual wellness. Many men, upon discovering difficulties with their erections, choose to hide the problem rather than address it. The fear of seeming less masculine, of disappointing their partner, or of facing their own insecurities, only increases the gap between them. The man starts to avoid intimacy, creates excuses to evade intimacy, and withdraws, while his partner, unable to understand what is occurring, may interpret this distance as lack of interest or even rejection. Without open communication, small daily tensions build up. The partner may feel overlooked and start to question her own attractiveness. As a result, the man becomes even more worried, and his fear of failing again only worsens the problem. When the brain is not completely involved in the moment, the signals needed for an erection simply don't transmit correctly. The body works as a unified system, and when something malfunctions, the impact is experienced in different areas, including sexual performance. Conditions like diabetes can damage the small blood vessels and nerves that transmit signals to the penis over time, reducing sensitivity and making both arousal and maintaining an erection more difficult. High blood sugar levels additionally impair the creation of nitric oxide, an essential substance for relaxing blood vessels and ensuring proper circulation. High blood pressure worsens these problems by damaging blood vessels, reducing their effectiveness, and interfering with the force and volume of blood reaching the penis. Additionally, medications prescribed for hypertension can decrease desire and dull the erectile response, making management of the condition even more challenging without professional guidance. High cholesterol, by causing fatty deposits to develop in the arteries, restricts the blood flow required for a firm erection. Essentially, when the body experiences multiple problems that impede circulation, erectile dysfunction becomes not just a sexual concern, but a warning sign for overall cardiovascular wellness. Communication strategies for couples involve recognizing that silence surrounding erectile difficulties can be destructive. Many men choose not to discuss their challenges out of fear of appearing weak, disappointing their partner, or confronting their own insecurities. This reluctance to communicate only deepens the separation between partners. The resulting silence creates an atmosphere of unspoken tension, where even minor disagreements escalate and everyday affectionate gestures become uncommon. The partner, unaware of the true cause of the distance, may interpret the behavior as disinterest or rejection. However, opening up about the problem can provide immediate relief. Sharing your insecurities can lift the burden of guilt and create a supportive environment where solutions can be discovered together. Many women, when their partners demonstrate understanding and support, find that the reduction in psychological pressure naturally improves the overall dynamic of the relationship. Trust and affection can gradually be rebuilt, becoming the first stepping stones to rekindling intimacy. Medical science today provides several options for regaining erection firmness without enduring prolonged suffering in silence. Medications such as sildenafil, tadalafil, and vardenafil are commonly prescribed because they enhance blood flow to the penis, making it easier to achieve and sustain an erection. However, it's essential to note that these drugs do not generate sexual desire. They merely improve the body's response to stimulation. A common error is to assume that simply taking a pill will automatically resolve all problems for those who wish to avoid medications or who have not experienced satisfactory results. There are alternative approaches. Testosterone replacement therapy may be recommended for men with significantly low hormone levels, helping to restore both energy and sexual desire. Additionally, certain herbs and supplements like maca, Tribulus terrestris, and ginseng have been researched for their positive effects on circulation and desire. Diet also plays a fundamental role. Consuming foods rich in nitric oxide, such as beets and watermelon, can help relax blood vessels and improve blood flow, while small dietary changes can enhance overall sexual performance and boost confidence in intimate settings. Not everyone is willing to rely solely on medications. For those seeking non-pharmaceutical options, low-intensity shock wave therapy has shown promising results by stimulating the formation of new blood vessels in the penis, naturally enhancing circulation. This treatment is typically administered in short, simple sessions, and has minimal side effects, making it an attractive alternative for men looking to improve erectile function without chemicals. Exercises to strengthen the pelvic floor muscles are another effective approach. Like any other muscle, the pelvic floor can weaken over time, making it more difficult to control erection and ejaculation. Regular practice of Kegel exercises can significantly enhance performance, leading to firmer and longer-lasting erections. Acupuncture is also being studied as a complementary method. Some specialists suggest that targeting specific points in the body can enhance blood flow and reduce stress, both of which are essential for healthy erections. Furthermore, deep breathing and relaxation techniques, including meditation and mindfulness practices, help reduce anxiety and improve sexual response. Lifestyle factors play a significant role in sexual health. Physical activity is one of the most important contributors. Aerobic exercises, such as walking and running, improve circulation and strengthen the heart, ensuring that blood reaches the penis more efficiently. Resistance training, like weightlifting, can boost testosterone production, which is crucial for desire and sexual performance. Diet remains a critical factor. Excess sugar and unhealthy fats cause inflammation that damages vascular function, while a diet rich in high-quality proteins, healthy fats, and vitamins such as D and B12 supports hormonal balance and sexual vitality. Adequate sleep is also vital, as deep sleep regulates hormones essential for erectile function. Insufficient sleep, on the other hand, increases stress, reduces testosterone production, and impairs circulation. Managing stress and expectations is also key. A man who has spent years neglecting exercise, eating poorly, and sleeping too little cannot expect his circulation to function optimally. Regular physical activity is essential, as is managing stress. Chronic stress not only disrupts mental clarity, but also directly affects the body's ability to maintain an erection. I once saw a patient, Carlos, who arrived in my office visibly uncomfortable, fidgeting and avoiding eye contact. His voice was low, as if he wished to hide his words. Like many men, Carlos took a long time to admit something was wrong, but eventually he realized that his difficulties were not confined solely to his body. They were also impacting his marriage. For years, Carlos and his wife enjoyed a vibrant, intimate life, but gradually, his erections began to falter. At first, he attributed it to fatigue or stress. As the problem persisted, he started making excuses to avoid intimacy, and his wife noticed the growing distance. Misunderstanding this change, she began to feel rejected, which only increased his anxiety, creating a vicious cycle of avoidance. After months of silence, Carlos finally gathered the courage to discuss his fears and insecurities with his wife. Instead of rejecting him, she supported him, and together, they sought help with proper guidance, adjustments in his routine, and effective treatment. Carlos not only regained his potency, but also restored the intimacy in their relationship. Erectile dysfunction might seem like a problem with no escape, but as we have seen, there are many effective strategies that extend far beyond simply taking a pill, improving circulation, balancing hormone levels, and enhancing emotional well-being. Open communication can transform your sexual life and even strengthen your relationship. The key is to address both the physical and emotional aspects of the condition. Now I'd like to ask, among all the strategies we've discussed, which one do you think could make the most significant difference in your routine? Please leave a comment below with your thoughts. If you found this content helpful, please give it a like. Your support helps more men access this vital information and find solutions to their challenges. We've discussed other natural methods and strategies for improving sexual health on this channel, so be sure to check out our recommended content for even more insights. If you haven't subscribed yet, please take this opportunity to subscribe and stay updated with new content on men's health and overall well-being. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.